The 2025 Pittsburgh Pro is in the history books. Whether you love it or hate it, whether you disagree or agree, Derek Lunsford, he won. Nick Walker takes second. Martin Fitzwater ends up in third, with William Bonac getting in that top four. And in fifth prize was Michael, late for the bodybuilding competition, Crizo. He was sucking for some oxygen. You guys see him? But anyway, I try to deliver the news here without getting too emotionally involved. So I'm not going to say that this was a fucking robbery. I'm not going to say that this is stupid, that Nick absolutely defeated Derek Lunsford. I'm not going to say that. Well, I think that Nick won. All right? I wasn't there, so I can't get too, like I said, emotionally involved. But come on. Let's go through these poses, get these pictures from NPC News Online, and, I'll give you my honest opinion without getting too upset about it. Because, yes, I'll admit, I wanted Nick to win. Derek's qualified. I would like to see Nick qualified. But more than that, he hasn't been around. He got injured. He was taking fake gear or whatever. So this was his big comeback, and it was a huge splash. He looked awesome. His all-time best. And from what I see, guys, I think he is beating Derek. Derek is winning on the shape, of course, that small midsection. Can't go wrong with that. Let's go through the poses. Here's the front double. And every time these guys hit this shot, it's a toss-up. Derek always winning on that torso heap. Incredible. The wheels, the size of the wheels were down a little, I think. Coupled with that waistline, who really notices? And Nick, look at those arms. And after all, it is a front double biceps pose. And when you compare just the arms, Nick's winning 100%. But is it a robbery to say that Nick is losing this because of, say, this one pose? Not really. I don't think anybody would argue that Derek is winning on the torso heap, things of that nature. Here's the front lat spread. And as we go through these shots, my anger, I think, it lessens a little bit. Derek wins the front lat spread. I think we all know that. Nick needs to open up a little bit more. He's taller, bigger structurally, or he's a bigger man. So he should be wider, and it's not the case here. Wheel size again, I have to say, Derek, a little bit undersized. Or Nick is a little bigger in the wheel department. So, take it for what it is. Turn to the side. Okay. All right. Derek, he opens up pretty good in this. In the finals in particular, he did look a little bit better in the upper body. But I honestly think the angle where Nick is standing, he needs to tilt himself a little bit more. I think that's really hurting him, especially in the picture comparisons. When I was watching the video footage, and sometimes we get hyped up, and I'm sure a lot of you were, like me, rooting for Nick to win. Surprise everybody and win. We get emotionally involved and invested. When we settle down, look at the two pictures, it is close. Derek is doing due diligence, is that proper terminology? Here's the side tricep. And again, I was going for Nick in this one. Take a picture, calm down, look at it. I still have Nick winning. But make no mistake about it. If you add up the first two shots, the front and the side, it's close enough to say, it could go either way. And when it could go either way, I don't think you could say somebody was robbed. Could you? Well, I don't think you could call a bodybuilding competition out of the front and the side. You have to go to the back. And here is where Nick, I think he showed his most improvements. The hamstrings. Keep in mind, guys, I watched the videos, or the video footage, over and over. They had them running through the poses, and it was basically glutes versus hanging hamstrings, things of that nature. And Nick, he was a bigger man, and very wide was Derek. So it was a little bit of a battle. And like I mentioned, when we calm down, look at this, and think, who's really winning this one? I think Nick is. Probably. Close enough, though, but so was that front double. And speaking of that rub-deeble-beebles, here is the rub-deeble-beebles, the rear double biceps pose. I apologize. And again, Derek, he is a wide little animal. Look at this. But it just seems like you compare the lower half, and Nick, he's just too darn much for this little man. It seems like the proportions... Terry, is it proportions, or he doesn't know? He doesn't make it past 9 p.m. But either way, guys, it is pretty close in the back. It's pretty close out of the first 4 poses as well. Here's the abs and thigh. And did you guys ever see Pumping Iron? Lou Ferrigno's dad? He won't let him pose until he looks at both arms. Lou just looks at one arm. No, Lou. You gotta look at both arms and then say, boom, take a look at this hunk of man. So yes, the anger, like I said, it is subsiding a little bit. Nick, he's winning in the wheels here, I would suggest. Midsection, I mean, Derek has that shape. He has the smaller midsection, Victorian waistline, the lats. Just a soft midsection. The abs aren't really hard and crisp like one Nicholas Walker. So, again, you can't really say one guy's getting robbed or gifted, things of that nature. And then the most muscular is a Nick Walker pose. 100%. I don't think that Derek Lunsford would give Derek Lunsford a point in this. I guess you'd be negative points, right? You want to win, you get 1 because you're first, and second gets 2, so you don't want points. Anyway, I was very upset when they called Derek Lunsford's name. I said to myself, wow, Nick Walker was robbed. Is Bob Ciccarello pulling our chains? Is he pulling our legs? Whatever you would say. Did Bob Ciccarello really not want to say Nick Walker's name? So he just said Derek Lunsford, and nobody complained? It is possible. Well, they do not joke around about that. When I heard Derek Lunsford's name, I knew. Nick was robbed. But now that I've calmed down, looked at all of the poses, my opinion of the matter is I would have given it to Nick Walker, and it was close. And really, that's all any one of us can say. And at the end of the day, if more than 80% of people, 85% of the people believe that way too, then I guess Nick was the real people's champ. Because a people's opinion means quite a bit, right? We're the ones watching the bodybuilding. Anyway, you just let Nick Walker know the rules that you guys are playing by, and he will gladly play by those. Hit thumbs up on the video. Have a nice one, guys.